What were the triggers in your life for you to begin seeking answers beyond the faith you were born in, which is Islam?
Thank you so much for that question. And this question, I want to break it into three. So, the first one that I want to focus on is really my experience in the education system here in the UK. It really brings to mind a very beautiful piece of advice that my mentor gave me, which was that, Mohan, if you tell a lie long enough, it becomes a truth. If you tell a truth long enough, it becomes a culture. And if you practice that culture long enough, it becomes a tradition. And I feel that somewhat I've grown up in a society where there are a lot of things that we've accepted without questioning. And one of them being that we must follow Dharma without really questioning what that Dharma really means. So, therefore, and especially this is something that was indoctrinated into me, encouraged in me when I was in school. There wasn't really much opportunity, facility, resources to be able to ask questions. And those that I was asking questions were not so um, deep in their understanding. So I grew up in that particular sort of culture. I grew up in that particular sort of environment, and an environment in which greediness was something that was also a lot encouraged. And I understood from a very young age that these are not my qualities, to be greedy, to be selfish, to exploit, to use things in order for my own benefit. So I used to question a lot. When I was in school, I used to question a lot, and it got me into a lot of trouble because I wasn't really quite fulfilled and satisfied with the answers. And as a result of it, I used to get into a lot of trouble. And those troubles made me really feel like, is there something wrong with me? But I really like actually what makes you different makes you dangerous in today's society. So, yes, I was a bit different in school. I had a lot of questions, and it wasn't about algebra or English or maths. It was about who am I? Why am I here? Where is my destination in life? Others? How is it that I can support others? How is it that I can also encourage others on their journey? And you know, really explore these questions in depth. Then a lot of people experience what I used to experience, which was spiritual suicide. So that's the first one. That was me growing up in school, and school triggered a lot for me. The other one is that I grew up in a very toxic environment. I grew up in a very toxic surrounding with a lot of toxic people. My life was very challenging. It was very, very difficult. I went through depression, through suicidal thoughts, through many, many, many different negative emotions and feelings. And so, therefore, growing up in such environments and in such surroundings, I was really attempting to make sense of my life, to make sense of what was happening to me, and to make sense of how Bhagavan actually fitted into the whole equation. Actually, sometimes we think life happens to us, but as I have come to discover, life doesn't really happen to us, but it happens for us in order for us to come closer to Bhagavan. Because from a young age, wishing that I had a very beautiful life, the material world was really exposed to me and how much suffering there can really be in this world. How much decline there is in selflessness. Rather, there's a lot of selfishness. So that was another thing. And I realized that people do the best that they can with what they can, or people do the best that they can with the knowledge that they have. So that even to explore my bubble, my horizon, and to see that there must be a knowledge, there must be a Vedanta that is more descending rather than extending. So me trying to just figure out things on my own, I really turned to the Shastras, to knowledge in order to really make sense of what's going on around me. That was another thing. And Korea was the last thing. Not many people know this, but before I became a monk, before I became a brahmachari, I ventured out into the world of entrepreneurship, ventured out into the world of exploring that if there could be a possibility and opportunity for me to become successful, to become happy, which is what everyone is looking for. Actually, the nature of the Atma is that it wants to love and be loved. But people have a very different understanding of what it means to love and be loved. They think that love means that I need to accumulate external materialistic objects in order for me to feel valuable, in order for me to feel worthy. And I was also one of those person. But as I ventured out onto that journey and I was going deeper and deeper into that journey, I realized actually even billionaires are very unhappy. Even millionaires are looking for a sense of purpose that is just beyond the accumulation of wealth, the accumulation of a particular lifestyle. You know, it's quite sad how in today's world we've actually increased the standard of our living, but not the standard of our life. So these were the three things that kind of really triggered me. And I thought that there must be something more to life beyond just the scope of what I'm experiencing, seeing, feeling, and willing.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.